For the Record podcast, we back in this thing. You already know what it is. I go by the name of the Mizzy, the ROCKSTARR DJ.
Hugh Holler.
K-Player.
The ROCKSTARR DJ D-Money.
Here you go again.
Right?
Yo,
He made it a point.
Be every time.
Yeah, he made it a point to do it.
he said the shit slow.
Pause.
The pause. Dramatic pause.
and it's better not come out during post-editing either.
Yeah, you know how I do.
Hey, how was everybody's week, though?
Week was straight. Actually, long week. Real quick, got to shout out Grams. Did a party for her over the weekend. They got it popping. So, like, as soon as you turned the music on, until I literally had to, like, unplug everything, they was cracking. So, shout out to them.
Right there.
Yeah, shout out to the library. They was making it rain up in the strip club over the weekend. And also, shout out to all the other spots. Classic Jewel, Thunderbirds. Tiresome.
Okay.
Beautiful problem to have. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I ain't complaining.
Right.
I ain't complaining.
As we staring off on this side of the table.
Well,
So, what y'all do this weekend?
He partied all weekend. I see you.
in dark contrast, I ain't did a damn thing. Right? I just listen to some music. I mean, I DJ my regular gigs, you know what I'm saying? You know, my regular.
Oh, niggas
I call
got regular
them
gigs?
I call them my daytime gigs because they ain't necessarily glamorous, but you
Hey,
know,
look,
I
getting
mean,
money is glamorous.
I mean, yeah. No,
So-
not like that. I'm definitely appreciative, but normal routine for me. DJ'd a couple times, tried to listen to some music. Tried to make some beats. I failed this week, but you know, that's about. Hey, they all ain't gonna be heaters, you know what I'm saying? But that's about what my week was.
I was in recovery week. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I'm still fucked up over here. The dentist fucked me up.
Sounding better though.
It irritated some nerves and
Yeah,
shit.
man.
So the whole front of my shit is still
No more
numb
Con
as
Mizzy.
fuck.
Oh damn.
Yeah. So you know, pray for your boy. They literally told me like, hey, pray for the best. Hopefully the feeling comes back.
Oh, God.
They're not even. Hey, I'm not even making the shit up.
Hey,
That's
yo,
literally
son.
what the dentist
Right,
said.
we
to
kinda
me.
rolled
It's
the
like,
dice.
God
yeah,
damn.
it's like, you know, you're probably irritating some nerves.
all I
Since you
heard,
still have feeling, we feel good. The feeling's gonna come back, but you should probably hope for the best.
all I
Damn.
heard was medical malpractice. So how much we getting paid?
Right.
Hey,
Right.
we'll see. I'm
You
gonna
still
give
be
it
on that.
another week. Hey, by next podcast, if I'm still drooling over my bottom lip,
Oh, man.
then we gonna talk. We gonna yeah. But
I
yeah,
ain't-
that was recovery week. So.
I ain't too mad at that, though, man. I had a good week. I can't complain, man.
No doubt,
Getting
no
money
doubt.
is glamorous. I lived a glamorous week.
coming
No, just-
from the person who's always getting money.
Right.
Hey, but listen, man.
Right.
you know
Your
what
week
I mean?
is glamorous every week
See,
consistently.
I'm the type of cat that I'm always trying to put cats on. And what you got to do, we got to get your personal finance game together, man. I'm here
That's
for
right.
you, your personal consultant. Whatever questions you have, I can answer them, man.
The last time Hugh had distress is when the government shut down.
You know what that's going to do to the stock market?
He can
Man,
get
y'all
your
gotta pay
finances
attention.
right
Y'all gotta pay
and
attention, man.
Hell yeah.
he can
Hey,
get
look.
your finances right and mix for you at the same time.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Look, so while we all in good spirits, we just gonna jump into some fun topics.
Let's do it.
Or a fun topic real quick. If you did not catch the All-Star game tonight,
Yes.
my girl Fergie, man.
Uh-oh.
Easy.
Wow.
Fergie with the National Anthem, bro.
Come on, son.
Man, I
Hey.
watched that. I cringed the whole time.
Hey, shout out to Fergie though. I mean,
Don't shout her out.
She about to catch it
Yes.
for the next couple
They
days.
already
So.
started,
Oh,
son.
yeah, I'm sure, man.
Somebody-
I wasn't live on Twitter, but I'm sure they going in on her.
No, I'm gonna
right
tell
now.
you right now. Somebody already got her up with Randy Watson from
No, I'm thinking.
Coming to America.
I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm gonna do. What's the dude
That
who
girl
always
good.
remix? Sway the remix
Yeah,
guy.
Sway the remix guy.
Sway the remix guy gonna have a remix tomorrow for sure on Instagram.
Oh, man.
Now here's my problem with the whole thing. Like when y'all was telling me, because I didn't get to catch it, that it was like a horrible. And when I finally heard it, I was disappointed because
I would
I've
agree with
heard some horrible national anthems.
Well,
okay.
yeah, your bar was very high.
Yeah, I have extremely high standards when it comes to bad national anthems. And like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, please Google Carl Lewis. Like, you won't even finish typing in Carl Lewis. Shout out to
classic
Carl
right
Lewis, African American historical icon. You know what I'm saying? Olympic dude, but
Fergie did not forget the National Anthem.
no,
Right.
not at all.
It was just
She wasn't as bad as he was.
Now,
Exactly.
she didn't mess up the lyrics.
But that was my standard, though.
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
when
I
when
dig
y'all
that.
told me that it was a bad national anthem, I was like,
no.
yo,
We're talking about for people who actually sing in the music industry.
Okay.
Who are not forgetting words.
All right.
Yeah,
We're
like
just
the
talking
Carl
about
Lewis
a
joint was-
performance, a national anthem performance, all the way
Yeah.
through. It was very, very bad.
Putting it that way, all right, cool. But like gut wrenching, stomach cringing, crying, worst
It was
thing I ever
hard.
heard in my life.
It was hard to watch.
All right.
Yeah. Vocally, it just wasn't
was bad.
necessarily.
I
I
mean,
mean, she had a
greatest.
fake accent while she was singing though. That was the thing. Like, you don't even sound like yourself.
It was
What did I
almost
say? I
like a
think
lounge
she
style.
tried to do the Marilyn Monroe. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like a lounge
Hey,
style.
Mr. President.
But I didn't. It just wasn't. It wasn't that. It
She tried to
wasn't.
Mr. President the national anthem. B.
It wasn't that bad to me. I just think she was trying too hard. If that's
She was
that was my
definitely
perspective.
trying.
I would agree with that.
That was my perspective.
Look, that was
of
the issue, and she was trying.
My thing was like, I'm sure that she did it like that on purpose. That's how she meant to sing. That's
Yeah.
the way she practiced it.
Do you hear what I'm saying though? If any singers are out here watching this, she was trying.
yeah.
Right.
Instead of just singing the national anthem, she was like absolutely 100%.
But to-
every bone and vein in her body was
Yeah.
trying to sing that national anthem.
Yeah, but to go the other way, like sometimes you could try too much.
Yeah.
Like
You're not in the studio, baby. They can't
Nobody
fix
tried
this.
to hold her back, tell her that it
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
cool, no nothing.
no, she didn't have nobody in the studio with her.
Who did
Or
she
maybe
practice?
she did.
Yo,
Hey,
this
who
is
did
a
she
bad
practice
idea.
around?
See?
I'm mad at whoever she practiced with.
She
like,
practiced-
bruh, this is not the move.
She practiced
Fergie.
around rapper studio homie. That just tell you that, like,
yeah, real
yo,
talk.
that's hot, son. Like anything you put out.
You gonna kill him with this. You gonna kill him with this.
Where was Will I Am, bro?
Got the head
Grab
nod like
Fergie.
a mug. But,
I
They
mean,
told her to drop a new song tomorrow. Like, yo, you drop that new song tomorrow. You gonna be lit.
it's coming out, son. Oh my
drop
god.
that on your new album, National
Right.
Anthem track 4.
Wow.
I mean, but I'm kind of with Money. I don't think it was necessarily the worst. It wasn't a good vocal
I think the
presentation,
national
but-
anthem is just one of those things that when you sing it, you got to sing it the way it was supposed to be sang, though. Like,
Yeah, you can't deviate too much.
There's no throwing extras on it. It's
I
not
mean,
trying to make it
yeah.
sound cool.
I say it like this: you can, but it better sound good.
That's what I said.
Like you gotta be like Whitney Houston type vocals
Right.
to
Yeah,
remix
yeah,
the
yeah.
national
You
anthem.
either have to
yeah.
sing it how it's meant to be sung,
Yeah.
or you gotta like have some crazy vocal abilities
Right.
to make it dope.
Like,
So I'm gonna leave it there.
If you gonna remix it, you better remix it
Yeah,
right,
you
because
right.
it could go
Right,
left
right.
really fast.
Right.
All
Right.
right, so let's jump into another hot topic from the weekend. You know, it is All-Star Weekend because I'm pretty sure it's still going up in LA right now.
Right.
Oh,
So another historical thing that happened this weekend was the Black Panther movie. So let's start off with
Yeah.
the soundtrack. Did everybody listen to the soundtrack?
Yes.
yeah,
Soundtrack was
definitely
dope.
peeped the
How'd y'all
soundtrack.
feel about the soundtrack?
I really liked it. I thought they did real good. Probably one of my favorite parts of it because I was kind of questioning how
gonna go
SOB, RB. Of course I was.
I already knew. You gonna go ratchet.
Right to the ratchet. Right to the ratchet.
Forget all of Black Power and amazing
Let's go.
production and
Point
Hey,
one.
that was a party song, though.
Point
that's what I'm
one.
saying. Forget all lyrics, the lyricalness of the album. We gonna go right to the ratchet. part
Right
of it.
to the center of the ratchetness, okay? SOB, RBE. I was
The only
really,
track that didn't really fit in with the rest of the album.
but it did
was
though.
dope.
How they incorporated it in
was
there,
dope.
it fit. You
Yeah,
know
it
what I'm
was
saying? So I was really proud of it. I mean, all the stars. I knew that was gonna be a hit because that came out the same day
See, you
that
knew.
Finesse dropped. Hold
You
on.
knew, but I didn't.
No, why you
When
say
I
that?
heard it,
Uh-huh.
I was not a fan.
Word?
And 2 days later, I realized it was the Black Panther soundtrack,
Uh-huh.
and that's when it grew on me.
Yeah.
Because for a normal song, and this is when you got to put stuff into perspective. From a normal song, it wasn't SZA's best performance on a track.
Okay, I can see where you going with it there.
Like when you put SZA for what she did
Mm-hmm.
last year and this year, and of course Kendrick is Kendrick. When you put those two names together, granted they are TDE, I get
Yeah.
that. But when you put those two names together, right now, I expected something crazy. So
Okay.
before I knew it was soundtrack, I was like, okay, this is not really what I was
Aight,
expecting.
I
for
see
SZA
where
and
you-
expectations
Kendrick.
for it,
Yeah,
though.
because
Yeah,
I heard
like-
SZA
But
and
I
Kendrick.
see where you coming
Yeah, yeah,
from
yeah,
with
yeah,
it
yeah.
because it is soundtrack
Song
all the way.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's so moving.
It is.
Like once you get caught into it, like of course it does sound movie, but just now mind you, that song dropped the same day that the finesse video
Remix.
dropped. The finesse remix dropped with Cardi B. So everybody was
I didn't know that.
crazy on finesse. Like they come out with the It Living Colors shoot, and like that was it. And I heard all the stars, and I'm like, yo. this record's gonna be a monster. You know, it's just gonna take a second
Definitely
to get over the finesse hype. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Finesse, that's gonna be a record that our grandkids gonna be partying to when they grown. You know what I'm saying? Like they throwback Thursday jam. I mean, just coming from that
we
perspective.
rock with it because it was like a '90s vibe, and it takes us back to where.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time,
Okay,
they just so impressionable right
I don't
now.
want to cut y'all off, but I
Cardi
want
B, I
to.
mean,
easy.
I'm gonna start.
Where you cutting
pushing-
us off.
I want to. Yeah, not to cut y'all off, but I'm gonna do it
As you cut us off,
I want
yeah.
to start pushing K players buttons. So
Oh, here we go.
let's get into the actual movie. None of us saw the movie outside of
I seen the movie.
Yeah.
Money Banks
Yeah.
over here.
Oh, word? Because I thought it was the opposite. I thought I was the only one that didn't
Us
see the
three
movie.
have not seen
Yeah,
the
So-
movie.
we have not seen the movie.
Look,
As
look,
of
look.
live,
Hey,
we're
hold on.
taping this.
Hold
we
on.
haven't seen the movie.
Where are we looking at? Hold on, right here.
Just pick
Cheap
one.
nigga
Anyone.
shit. I'm gonna go see it on Tuesday. $5 movies. You feel me?
That's a good ass idea. I didn't think of it until you said it
That's
too.
when I'm gonna go see it. Is on
Hey.
Tuesday.
I
Hey,
miss.
if you wanted to see that movie, it's not like you could have just walked in anyway. You had to have reservations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
everything.
Like,
I mean, I didn't think I was gonna get tickets because I ain't buy tickets until like
and
2 days before.
that's why I didn't even try because I was like,
Right.
yo, it's sold out everywhere.
I didn't try
like,
because like the 2 seats that I got was like some of the best seats in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
But there were like only 2 seats in the theater. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking somebody canceled and I just
Probably,
jumped right
yeah.
in or
Probably
something
so.
like that. But I mean,
Mhm.
that's a hard movie to get
So
into.
so let's get a movie rating. How was the movie, Hugh?
I think the movie was phenomenal, personally. You know, I mean,
Phenomenal.
but I
Ooh.
like the Marvel, the superhero movies.
Oh, yeah,
I
definitely.
love
They do their
Iron
thing.
Man. I watch all of those. Like the
Fantastic
the
Four was
Thors,
horrible.
Yeah.
all of that. You know,
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was.
watch like Justice
was.
League,
Hold on.
Batman,
Okay.
Superman,
Hold
all
on.
of that.
Hugh, Marvel, Fantastic Four is fucking horrible.
That's
Outside of that, y'all do y'all thing.
I agree with that.
Outside of that, y'all
Uh-oh.
do y'all thing.
Hey, but in all seriousness though, like this is literally a black superhero movie though.
Yeah.
And like a big one too.
What's it
You
called?
know,
Wakanda?
Wakanda.
Come on, man. Ain't seen the movie yet.
Nigga, it's everywhere online. What are you
Wakanda-
talking about?
Wakanda's like
I
the
haven't seen it
fictional-
either.
I'm just saying. Like, come
That's what
on.
I'm saying, but we repping for
Yeah,
Wakanda
Wakanda.
right now. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
shout out to homegirl Wakanda too.
Is
man.
that the
I got-
hood? Oh, you know something? You know a Wakanda?
What up, though?
Oh, snap.
Say, while we on the subject,
That homie named Wakanda.
shout out to homegirl Wakanda.
Okay, so let's get into the controversy now.
Nah, seriously though. I mean, but yeah, it's a good black superhero movie. It was well written. It had good acting in it.
Okay.
It had good effects, good everything. Everything that you would hope for in this movie is.
It
all
better have
there.
good effects. I heard they paid like the budget was $200 million or something crazy like
Which
that.
is like the most that a black actor.
I think
for-
ever.
Yeah.
for
Black, I
Marvel,
mean,
that
not a
was the-
black actor, a black film director
Yeah,
ever
black
got for a
director.
project.
I think that was the most Marvel ever threw at a movie. Period. To date, right now.
I don't
So-
know about that.
I'm telling you.
I mean,
Yeah.
That sounds
I mean,
crazy.
It might be true.
200
I mean,
million.
I could definitely see that,
200
though.
million.
I don't know about that.
I could definitely see that though. It was well written and put together. So I mean, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but I suggest that people go out there and go see. I mean, if you're into that kind of thing, you're gonna like the movie.
1 to 5 stars.
Strong 5.
All right.
Strong 5. Hey.
And you know what though? That's consistent with
the vibe
what
that's
a
been
lot
online,
Of
yeah.
people have
Yeah,
been
for real.
saying about the movie, like diehard Marvel fans and
Yeah.
general fans alike.
It's a
Everybody
good
liked the movie
storyline.
so far.
Regardless of whether you're white, black, or anything else. I mean, you're gonna like the movie. It's just a good movie.
I'm
outside
glad
of,
Hugh
like, the
Holla
whole
just
racial-
said that.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Because the drama around the movie now is
Mm-hmm.
everybody's saying that our people is overdoing it
I mean,
with the dress up of going, what's it called, the cosplay.
okay, and what do you
Yeah,
consider
yeah.
overdoing it though?
They dressing up and going to see the movie. Like,
I mean, but people do that all the time. I mean, what about like a Star Wars or something like that? I mean, people show up like it's Chewbacca, all
every
these other
Marvel movie, there is not a shortage of people with Marvel shirts on, kids dressing up.
This is
This
true,
is not an uncommon thing. So I don't understand why Black Panther, especially being a Marvel movie, a superhero movie, why it is even an issue to even point that out. Like
Right, exactly.
Like,
'Cause
we're
people showing up
overdoing
to the
it.
movie theater in dashikis for the first time.
that's cool. That's dope. Hey, look. Matter of fact, I hope Comic-Con this year, whatever the hell it's called, I hope the whole Wakanda shows up to Comic-Con.
Spears and everything.
Hey, strength in numbers, baby. You know what I'm saying?
But I am going to address the elephant in the room. You so stupid. I'm going to address the elephant in the room, though, okay? Black Pride is definitely tied into Black Panther. Okay,
Yes,
I'm
but
just
that's
gonna say that.
100%. What I'm saying.
I was gonna say that.
But what is any other pride and any other? I mean, it's called Black Panther. I mean, like you can't get around that.
I mean, yeah, but like Black Pride is definitely tied, and that's probably the other side of the argument why there was probably some pushback, which I don't understand why people would push back in the first place.
Because it makes people nervous because it's
too much
empowerment. It's.
I'm about to say you got to explain that.
The pride that people are showing to this specific movie is too tied to reality.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they go dressed up as a Jedi,
yeah,
like clearly that's a fictional character.
Got you.
They could turn that off, and it don't mean anything in the real world. But you got people showing up in all these dashikis and they dressed in all black and they doing whatever they do.
Selling bean pies,
that's a
complimentary
direct
bean
reflection
pie
of
for you
black
get the
pride, and that make people nervous because they feel like, yo, this translates into the real world.
Mm-hmm.
And now they got a sense of pride. We don't know where this is going to go. And I think that's the issue with a lot of people. You know, when people don't know nothing,
well, you know
they
what?
expect the worst.
We going to the top, baby.
yeah. I mean, I will say, when I first saw people, I mean, you know, you see the memes, and you see like Coming to America, right? They got like what was Arsenio's name in that? I forget
Simi.
Simi. I don't even.
You know D Money know.
I should know that. You know they got the Simi meme, like you know what movie you going to see. You already know why I'm here.
That's actually Akeem, son. That was Eddie Murphy.
Was it in that thing?
Yeah, in the meme.
It was
in the meme.
Oh, you're right.
When he was stopping when he was stopping the cab.
You're right.
He was like, "Halt!" He got out. He was like, "You dumb fuck!"
Right. Okay, well, saying that just to say, at first I was like, "Yo, fam, I'm not really with dressing up to go see the movie," because to me personally, I was like, yo, fam, at the end of the day, like, I can appreciate Black Pride however we get it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, man, this is a Marvel movie, this is a Disney movie, this ain't doing nothing for us.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically financially or whatever. Like, all this money gonna go back to this big corporation. And I just ain't really with big corporations like that. But once I started seeing the pictures, and people just genuinely showcasing their Black Pride for whatever reason, I'm like, yo, fam, I'm all for that. Can't be mad at that. Like, I feel like now, looking back at it, I'll take that shit any way I could get it.
Hey, look, I'm a motherfucker who took Ted to see Ted. So
what?
I love Ted, bro.
So look, I have a Ted teddy bear, and I took that nigga. I took that nigga to see Ted too.
I'm like, y'all not responding to the fact of what he just said. I'm like,
I'm waiting for
I heard him. Well, yeah, I was waiting for him.
I immediately assumed he meant he
Please
walked in with a teddy bear.
elaborate. Why you have? Yes.
No, I took the actual.
He
No,
owns a Ted.
no,
teddy
I actually
bear.
own a Ted teddy bear, not a teddy bear, a Ted teddy bear.
Oh, so
and
yeah,
I
but
took
a
that nigga.
teddy bear is a teddy bear.
Yes,
So-
I don't give a fuck, but he
I mean,
curses
that's
and
what I'm
shit.
saying.
My nigga talks, and he be like, "Thunder buddies,
I
nigga, fuck you, Thunder."
I really
that nigga say all that shit.
I really appreciate Ted because it was
Yes,
just like
thank you.
See, I've never
they
seen
was.
Ted.
Oh my gosh.
Ted. He used the teddy bear to see how much shit he could get away with. Like,
And
that,
I took Ted to see
oh,
Ted
that shit
too.
is great.
That's what I did.
You
So,
gotta watch Ted, son.
You gotta
Come on.
watch Ted.
Nah, I'm not into it.
No,
But
come on.
I'm just not.
Are you gonna go? Hold on. This is why I want to push K plays. But are you actually gonna go see Black Panther in the movie theater? Because you have this thing about black movies and not being able to watch them in the theaters.
That's when you actually got to go show up and see.
No.
I know it's not a slave movie,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying.
I have a problem with
I
a
get the
different type of black
problem
movie
with-
in the movie. So I
Can't blame you want to kill motherfuckers.
so this is a true story. Okay, this is gonna sound like I don't. Let me preface what I'm about to say
All right, yes.
with the statement that I don't have a problem with nobody. I'm sure anybody that knows me knows that. I don't want to be like I got a bunch of white friends, but clearly every black person has a bunch of
What,
white
you got
friends.
3
'cause
white friends?
it's just-
Yeah, the fact that we even have to use that disclaimer is ridiculous.
I mean, I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying that.
But
I feel
yeah,
what you're
so
saying, but
I don't have a problem with nobody. I don't judge nobody. I grew up around a whole lot.
there's
of
no niggas
everybody.
nowhere that don't got white friends. All right,
But true. But I mean, some people
very
might
uncommon.
not. Yeah. But saying that just to say,
Even if you the hoodest of hood niggas, having
You
white
got
niggas
some
around you is a positive thing. You know why you want. That's all I'm gonna say. All right,
If you
cool.
even if you don't have white friends because you in the hood, that's primarily minority. I
But
mean,
you know why you would.
But you work with white people, and you cool with the people you work with for the most part.
Or you don't work, you know why you got white people around you.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Listen, this is what I'm saying.
Yes, please say what you say.
Mizzy is speaking to the fact that I can't go to the movie theater to see movies that pretty much touch on racial
12
issues.
Years a Slave.
Yeah, I've never seen that movie. I don't watch slave movies.
Django.
No.
Or
Well,
is it
I
Django?
have
seen Django?
I have seen that only because somebody explained.
But
the
you didn't go to the
narrative.
movies to see it.
Nah, definitely not. So I went to the movie. This is a long ass time ago. I went to and this is the last time this happened. I went to the movies to see Panther.
The original.
Yeah, like Panther, not
Yeah.
Black Panther. Panther.
Oh, I love that movie.
And for whatever reason, sidebar, I've been trying to buy that movie and you can't buy it nowhere.
It's like nowhere to be
unavailable.
found.
Yeah, unavailable. But I went to the movie theater at this point, I'm a kid, to go see Panther. And after watching the movie in the theater, I was so emotionally affected that I walked out of the theater directly from the movie trying to fight anybody I saw. Like they had a problem with me because I just saw this movie. And I knew right then and there, like, yo, fam, watching these types of movies it's
Around
probably
other people is not a good idea.
in general public it's probably not a good idea to me because and I'm not emotionally affected by a lot. But when it comes to shit like that definitely gets my blood racing.
You know what's even worse? That movie is so watered down now that I think about it. Like, if you revisit it, like, just
Well, I mean, yeah, they
it's
had
such
to,
a,
they
like,
had to get the
made-for-TV
green light. Yeah, they had to
version.
get the green light to even.
so I could just
yeah.
only imagine how you would have felt if it was like the real version.
Yeah, I mean, and this was around the time I was discovering how fucked up the world is. I guess we could say. You know.
So
what
how
I'm
do
saying?
you so how do you feel about the new Roots?
There's a new route.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was a-
what? Yes, where the
Nah.
what rock have you been under, bro?
I never seen
They
the old Roots.
redid the fucking Roots.
Yeah, like T.I. was in it or something.
Yeah.
This is a while ago, and it got backlash.
What? The
because
trap
a lot of
version?
people- a lot of people were like, "Yo,
Trap
why
roots?
do you?" This was at the beginning of the whole movement of black people saying they tired of
It
seeing.
was like a 4-part
slave
TV
movies.
series.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I feel the same way. I don't watch slave movies. So like 12 Years a Slave, I ain't watched like The Butler or whatever that. No, I don't watch.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that shit.
You
I
see
wanna
Driving
my-
Miss Daisy?
I don't know.
Oh, Miss
I mean,
Daisy.
that's before my time, but no.
I was trying to drive you
But
to
no,
the stove.
I know enough about slavery to know that I don't want to see anything about a slave ever again. Like I understand, I get it, I know about it, I researched it independently and in school. I don't want to keep seeing movies come out about this shit. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Like I want to see like Black Panther is a dope movie because it shows us. I mean, obviously
better
from
way.
what I've heard, not from what I've seen.
It's
but
definitely more empowering than
Yeah.
watching a slave movie or something
Plus,
like that.
somebody put me
Right.
up on the fact that Black Panther is the richest.
yeah, he's the richest superhero ever.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Richer
more
than
than
Batman?
Iron Man.
Yeah.
Richer than Batman. So Batman is like worth like from what I heard like 3 to 5 million.
Yeah.
Iron Man is worth from like 5 to
got
12
Batman's
million.
Batman's only worth 3 to 5 million.
He got to be
Yeah.
probably
Oh, no,
35
billion. Sorry,
billion.
sorry.
Okay,
billion,
I was
billion,
like,
billion.
damn.
Billion.
Batman rolling
So
kind of
Iron
cheap.
Man is from 5 to 12 billion, and like Black Panther's supposed to be like 50 trillion. Like his number is
Yeah.
astronomical.
See, the crazy thing about that too is that's how I was introduced to the character. I wasn't even introduced to Black Panther as a black superhero. I was introduced to him as, yeah, this is the richest superhero. Like
Right,
before
right.
I knew, I mean, I assumed he was black because his name was Black Panther. But that was
I would
that
have had
was
a
the-
problem. It would have been anything else.
So white dude named Black Panther? What part of the game is this?
Like that Kardashian Nefertiti they got going around right now.
But no, but yeah, so that was the first thing, or that was the first bit of information I found out about Black Panther, and I've been excited because he was in what, Civil War? What?
The last Avenger movie.
I think it was.
No,
Civil
it wasn't
No,
the last
it
Avenger.
was the one
the
before last.
No, it wasn't
Captain
even
America.
Avengers. Captain America. The last Captain America.
Yeah, that was
movie.
Civil War, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Well, as soon as he came out of Civil War, I knew I was like, oh, they about to make a
Yeah,
movie. on my dude.
whichever
This
one he
about to go
debuted
down.
it in, like they kind of play
Civil
off
War.
of that in this movie.
Okay.
Also.
Makes sense.
So it all ties in together.
Yeah,
so all the
yeah.
Marvel movies,
does do
they
that
all-
real well.
Yeah, I mean, they got that
It makes
universe
sense
locked
of
in. Yeah,
everything.
right, right.
Shout out to Marvel because they already got the trailer out for the new Avengers movie, which Black Panther will be in that one as well, and
Goddamn,
Spider
Better
Man.
be.
They you know they bought their money over there. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
they're not playing.
They doing
So
it.
I mean, all their
Sidebar-
movies are dope though. So I mean,
Right.
shout out to that whole. I mean, I don't know if you call it a franchise because it's different movies, but the whole fucking Marvel universe is dope to me. And I I didn't really grow up watching comics, so I'm watching all this for the first time. I'm not like a comic buff to know the history of all of this, so I'm watching this all for the first time, and so far, I pretty much like every movie Marvel's put out in recent years.
So sidebar, how y'all feel about that? What is it, Nefertiti?
Yeah.
That was hella weak.
The Nefertiti Kardashian.
Yeah, like y'all want to do this on Black History Month? Huh? Is that what we gonna do?
Man, I'm about tired of the Kardashians, man. They not played out yet. We still paying attention to what they doing.
Well, we're not necessarily.
We talking about the Nefertiti. Have you seen the Nefertiti thing?
On the morning,
Nah,
on the morning show, they revealed what Nefertiti really looked like. And they made a 3D print.
Queen Nefertiti.
Yes. They made a 3D print.
The African Queen
her,
Nefertiti.
what do you call it? I guess a bust.
A bust, her bust.
So, it was her head down to her bust. And effectively, it was a white girl.
So they said this is what she looked like right here. This is what she would look like.
What is that?
Apparently, that's Queen Nefertiti.
If they were to,
according to the morning show.
Oh,
You gotta be kidding me.
for everybody that's streaming right now, if you can see Hugh Holland's face, yo.
you can see the reaction of every black person across the nation, across the world. Like,
Yeah, I think
what?
that was every black person.
Hilarious.
All right, we're going to move on from that. Got enough controversy. All right, let's move on to some positive stuff.
Yeah, because they're going to
And
think we
some-
too black.
yeah, right,
Like, we
yeah.
love everybody.
Yeah, I left my dashiki at home today because I'm
Especially
not.
if you pay.
I gotta keep it crisp for Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? So the homie, you know what I'm saying? We got Rockstar DJ West to the right of me.
Hello.
This way.
West Side.
Yeah.
The homie Nipsey Hussle dropped his album.
Yeah, he did.
Very highly anticipated album, Victory Lap.
And long awaited.
Man, long awaited. Yes, definitely. We already know him to be a dope artist.
Yeah.
I call him a dope activist. He's always been spitting that knowledge since he was young as hell. You know what I'm saying? He's always been more of the more aware rappers in our who represent us.
I would agree with that.
How y'all feel about the album, D Money?
I'm gonna kind of go into more like his movement, just the way how he's finally getting to this album, the Victory Lap. You know what I'm saying? Just the whole process, not necessarily just pushing it out there the traditional way that artists get on. You know what I'm saying?
He partnered with Atlantic, right?
Yeah. So he partnered with
dope.
them. You know, and like most of the time you get signed to the label, they putting your project out. But he really built his buzz and his brand from the ground up, and usually use the time to build himself. So like now it's like he's dropping his album project, but everybody already knows his struggle. Everybody already knows his movement instead of everybody trying to figure him out for it. So I think that's what makes it more successful. But project wise, I think it's Nipsey being Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? Like
I would agree.
The music is definitely on point, and it's sticking to. He keeping it true to his fans. It's pretty much what I'm trying to get out there. So no, I rocks with it. I likes it.
KP.
Yeah. I mean, same with me. I've been rocking. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure me and Money got turned on to Nipsey at the same time because we were at a listening event.
Yeah.
When D Pit Boss.
Yes, sir.
Gave us
Shout
the
out
first.
to D Pit Boss. What up, son?
He was pushing the first Nipsey mixtape, which I believe, I'm going back on memory, but I think it was Bullets Don't Have No Name, Volume 1.
Okay.
And that's a joint where Roll Your Windows Up.
Yeah.
I mean, and ever since then, I've been rocking with Nipsey. So the reason I like Nipsey is because he does what I feel like very few artists can do.
What?
And that's be 100% gangster, but also be motivational.
Okay.
True.
Like, I feel like not too many artists can do both well. Obviously, you got some artists that's gangster and they'll put out a motivational track. But Nipsey is consistently gangster and consistently motivational. Like, he all about uplifting everybody who listening to him. And there's very few rappers I feel that could do that. Shout out to Badass, because Badass is one of them.
Okay, you taking it back.
Yeah. That's why I like Badass. But I think that's also why I gravitated to Nipsey, because I wasn't aware that I liked that until Badass. That's what I liked about Badass. But Nipsey is definitely that person. He's been consistently that person ever since the first project I got from him. And like Money was saying, this album is more of Nipsey and to a certain degree what you can expect from Nipsey message-wise. But the way the whole album is put together is dope. Every song is dope. It's West Coast in the sound, but it's more laid back, if that is even a thing, because West Coast is traditionally laid back when it comes to music, but I feel like this is even more laid back.
I would call it more of a hustler sound. You know what I'm saying? Like a West Coast hustler. Because if you really think about the newer age West Coast artists that's coming out, like most of their music is slow. You know, shout out to Mustard and the YGs and all of that stuff. You know, to keeping it that classic West Coast, classic-ish West Coast sound.
Right.
But you know, a lot of the newer West Coast artists, especially the hustler music that I would call it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The cats that's really out here making it happen, getting money, and that the streets is responding to. That's kind of more of the sound that they going to, like that motivational types feel, you know, shout out to Mozzie, like stuff like music like that, like they going more towards anthems, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, I would agree. I mean, and I mean, the whole album is dope. I feel like it definitely has replay value.
Yeah,
definitely.
My favorite so far, obviously, it just came out, so my favorite's probably gonna change. But my favorite so far, ironically, is the joint he got with Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, I think that's probably like the consensus.
Yeah, like from the first time, the first time I listened to it, I go through whenever I listen to an album, I got to listen to it a few times because I listen to it differently each time. Mm-hmm. So the first time I just listen to it mostly for production and a vibe. Okay. And then the second time I listen to it, I really lock in on what they're saying. Like I don't want to, the first time I don't want to be so focused on what they're saying that I'm just missing the groove of the album. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So the first time I'll just pop it on. I might be doing something. I might be cleaning up or something just to check the vibe. And that's the first time I heard it. And the second time I go in and I really pay attention to it. But both of those first two times, I felt like that track with Kendrick was a standout track just for the vibe of the song and more importantly, what they talking about. Because you got, Nipsey, who's dope at being motivational, and Kendrick came with a motivational verse, made it even doper. For right now, that's a standout to me. It might change the more I listen to it because I'm definitely going to listen to it.
Yeah, you're talking about that dedication track.
Exactly. That's exactly.
The album was definitely dope. I mean, that track is definitely dope. I think what a lot of people going to sleep on is I've only listened to it one time through, but for some reason that YG verse on what was it?
You talking
last time
about
I checked.
Last time I checked. Hey, YG's verse was flawless on Last Time I Checked. Hey, it actually threw me off, and I had to rewind the verse back. Like, yo,
like is this
YG just really spit bars on this track. So shout out to the homie YG, man. Hey, you did your thing on that. Also, shout out to Nipsey for throwing it back to, I'm going to big myself up a little bit, the Prince of Strip Hop. He took it back. He definitely did give some love to Vegas and strip hop back in the day. Anybody in Vegas know about strip hop, you know what I'm saying? So he definitely got a good memory.
You're not talking about what I think you're talking about.
Were you there when it happened?
I was.
Were you there when it happened?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, and he definitely addressed it, and he definitely did not forget, and he definitely remembered what happened. And he even gave a little nod to 50 and Floyd.
Finished it off with a true story.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Nipsey for definitely having
Check that out.
a keen memory.
Keen memory. Because that was easily like 7 years ago.
It was a minute
At
ago.
this point. And,
Further break that down a little bit more for the people that don't know.
Hey, look, strip hop. If you can imagine, by this point, the term is actually very common because I even seen they had some parties in LA with strippers. It was called strip hop. So that term is very loosely used now. But we were kind of the birth of that strip hop. People thought it was corny as shit at first. A strip club that played hip hop. You call that strip hop.
Yeah, that was
and
terrible.
You know what I'm saying?
Terrible.
Basically, it was the after hour spot after the main club got out. At that point, it was Crown. If you know Crown.
It went down that crown.
Going down that crown.
Yes, notorious.
It went down that crown.
Everybody would let out from Crown and go to strip hop, and we did everybody from Nipsey to Rick Ross to 2 Chainz to Future to the list goes on and on and on. Mm-hmm. But Nipsey had a notorious for anybody who's from Vegas. Anybody who's really moves in the streets of Vegas knows about the night that Nipsey Hussle performed the strip hop.
Yeah.
Whether you were there or you weren't there, you definitely heard about it.
I heard about it.
Right. Definitely heard about it.
Hey, look, motherfuckers try to snatch that nigga chain, and all I know is he got out of there with the chain. He goes in a little bit more detail in the track of what actually happened.
Right. Yeah, you just gotta listen to the song. So we ain't saying what.
Right. Exactly.
Probably shouldn't be said.
But shout out to Nipsey for having the fore memory of remembering that night and shouting it out in the track. But overall, what I like about it is it wasn't completely West Coast. which Nipsey is never. Nipsey always stepped outside that box.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would agree. I don't think he was never. Not to cut you off, but I don't think he was never really overly West Coast. Because even a lot of his production,
never.
If you hear the production without him on it, it's not stereotypical West Coast.
Is there a such thing as overly West Coast?
Yes. I mean, coming from the West, no.
No, thank you.
Like the more West, the more West, the better.
The more West, the merrier. Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
No, it's not.
I'm with it.
There's the same way.
There's a thing as too much East Coast.
Yes, exactly. The same way.
Now there is
the same way.
Such thing as too much East Coast.
There is overly boom bap. There is overly West Coast. But he definitely, you know what I'm saying? Nipsey never had that problem.
I would agree.
I mean, I feel like he wasn't intentionally trying to sound West Coast, but it sounds like a West Coast album.
Definitely.
You can tell he's from the West.
He's definitely a West Coast artist. You can tell that by listening to the album itself.
By the way he talk, you can tell he's West Coast.
But the thing I liked about the album was that his intention wasn't just to like rep the West Coast. Yeah. He was like talking about some real shit on the album.
That's what I was gonna say. He made a dope first quarter, set the bar rap album.
Right.
Across the board. For anybody who's gonna put out music this year, I would officially say Nipsey put out the first dope hip hop album for this year.
Yeah, so from here on out, it's like it's cool, but it ain't better than that Nip album, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how I feel, because sometimes you could put stuff in a box. Like, all right, cool. This album is cool. Like, not to throw my niggas under the bus. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to
Nipsey,
no, not even that. shout out to Fab and Jadakiss. The album was dope, but it was East Coast.
Was that
to
this
me.
year?
No, it wasn't. But I'm just saying.
Last year.
Yeah. I'm just giving the overall like consensus of what I'm trying to say right now.
I would agree.
You wouldn't put that. You wouldn't put that in the dopest albums of 2017, because to me that was overly East Coast. Like, it was very East Coast.
But that project got his lane too, though.
Yeah, it don't. No, I'm not saying it don't, but I'm just saying, like, when you think about last year, you think about stuff like Rick Ross's album, Meek Mill's album. I'm talking about Jay-Z's album, stuff that crossed over. I feel like Nipsey Hussle is an overall for anybody in any region.
Don't sleep on that Without Warning album, son. Come on.
Here we go.
That's right. Keep it ratchet.
Anyways, back to Victory Lap.
21.
I think it's a great starting point for first quarter overall 2018 rap albums. He definitely set the bar for real hip hop albums this year.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
It definitely is. I mean, it kind of reminds me of 444 in the way that you bring up Jay-Z, because of the fact that he's just trying to drop knowledge on people. Like, if you listen to what he's saying, you could tell, like, all right, so Nipsey, he a real street dude, right? So when he's speaking, he's trying to like spit this knowledge. He's actually speaking about life from his own perspective. Yeah. So anybody who could relate to Nipsey, I think they're gonna kind of gravitate towards what he's got to say that much more, and actually listen to him versus listening to a Jay-Z. Because we hear about, like, let's say Jay-Z and everything that he's done in the past, how he from the streets and all of this. But how long ago was that, though? I mean, we talking a good 20 years ago.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's probably what a lot of people knock about Jay-Z, is just like he just on such a whole nother level that people don't even understand no more. He ascended to a level. Yeah, he ascended to a level that a lot of people can't understand no more.
So you feel like when he's spitting, like, all right, whatever you saying, that's unrelatable. I can't buy $1 million painting in 7 for 3. You know what I mean? Like, that's you know what I'm saying? So, but with Nipsey, he talking about he's only making like $2-3 million a year. It's like, okay, I could see that, because he's not too far removed from the streets, though. Yeah, you know. So when he starts spitting, I think people are gonna listen to him more. They're gonna feel what he's saying more. Just pay that much more attention to what he's got to say, because from his perspective, he's still dropping that type of knowledge that these people can relate to when they listening to the album. So
plus for the average person, it was a consensus on the album, he didn't sell out to do it. So for the average person, it's like, all right, you don't have to sell your soul or do it a different way.
You don't sound like a sucker on here trying to tell people to buy these Boy Scout cookies or whatever. Like, you out here like really giving them like some real shit that they could
making it happen. Practicing what you preach.
I definitely shout out Nipsey on that album. And honestly, like, I haven't really followed his like previous projects before this one. You know what I mean? So when I'm hearing this, I'm like, yo, is he just dropping a 444 out the blue?
Nah.
But y'all saying like his other projects was just the same way. He's continuing to be him. So I'm actually planning on going back and listening to what he had to say prior to this album.
Definitely revisit. And that's one of the biggest things about his brand is the process of him transitioning from where he started from to where he is now. You know, that's why a lot of people, his hardcore fans, are so in tune with him. You know what I'm saying? Because they built with him from the struggle.
It seems to be like kind of like a change in the way artists are trying to portray themselves now. Like now, it seems like they're trying to like give people game and how to get out of the streets. Where before, even when you made it and you rich, you still talking about your street credibility and the shit that you got going on, even though you're already far removed from it, though.
Yeah, they probably thought that that's what people wanted to hear because that's what they can relate to. So they let me keep spitting the street shit because my people in the streets, this is all they know. As to where, you got people. I mean, and you got like Nipsey, obviously from day one been motivational, but the same way the South got like Jeezy, right? Jeezy from the streets, rep solidified, but he was always motivational and
thug motivation.
Yeah, well, exactly, and telling you and go and get yours. I mean, Nipsey is the same.
Right.
I think what everybody noticed, honestly, not to cut you off, is that glorifying the violence and the stuff that make real niggas cry and real niggas look back and be like, damn, why the fuck did I do that? I think it's become the consensus that shit ain't cool. Like the brotherly love and even the gang shit. All right, cool. Like being with my niggas and standing up for what we believe in, my crew, all that shit is cool. But as far as the killing nigga shit or whatever and all that shit, robbing people, taking people for they shit that they work hard for, and our kids having to grow up in the shit, because a lot of these niggas got kids now. I think it's become more of a consensus that look, I'm not trying to preach that shit, and even though I came from that, and you may have to grow up in that, let me show you that there's a route out of that shit.
Yeah.
Right.
That you can be this gangster. You can be this when it comes to handling business, do what you got to do, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of OGs, like when you in gang culture like that, that's what a lot of OGs do. Like they grow out of a lot of the stuff they were doing in their young age, and they see a lot of people following in the same footsteps, so they feel they obligated to be like, look, fam, I understand you want to put down for whatever you do, whatever you rep, but just know
eventually that shit gonna hit home.
Yeah, like just know you gonna end up one or two ways unless you start doing A, B, and C. And I think that's
and there definitely is ways to get out of the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's ways to get out of it. There's ways to be in that and be positive and be productive. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like take it back to even all the way back to Tukey Williams and shit. While he changed over his shit is like, okay, I started this shit, but I noticed that the way that it went is not the way that I wanted it to go. That's not what we started it for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking rap culture is starting to move towards that. Like, man, look, this is not what we're doing it for. We want to live. We want to grow to be old and see our kids grow and see our families be happy. So I think the culture is finally starting to move that way. Obviously, it's going to take more time or whatever, but that's starting to become more of the forefront versus just glorifying all this crazy shit.
I don't know anything about any sets. I'm from North Carolina, okay?
I feel you, fam. I don't know.
Keeping it on music, though. So how y'all feel about music today? We just talked about Nipsey having a dope album. I said, you know what I'm saying, it's definitely setting the bar for 2018 rap albums. Right. Not even West Coast, East Coast, down south, just across the board setting the bar. How y'all feel about music overall today?
What are we talking about? Like content? Like
content. In any way, because I could. All right, so I'll start it off.
All right.
I've learned, especially being the youngest one out of us, and then, you know what I'm saying, I was one of the most prominent out of us being in the club and in that party atmosphere at one point. I've learned to categorize things. So my personal taste, I love R&B. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm leaving the club or I'm at the crib, obviously when I'm with a female, I'm R&B all day. That's what I relax and chill out to, whatever. When I'm in the club and he gets used as an example a lot, but Trinidad James, at first I hated All With Everything.
He's still around?
Yes, actually he is. Actually he is.
I still play that She Ain't Fat.
Yeah.
Like if I'm doing like some top 40 joints, they love that joint.
Yeah. So take a Trinidad James, and it's not even to critique his music, but All Gold Everything I hated at first. But the reaction that I saw out of the club, being the real DJ that I am, I'm not gonna deny the record because of my personal bias towards the record. So that's when I start to categorize things. So my personal preference is R&B, real R&B. If I'm in the club, I'm going to play for the people. So if they want to turn up, they want to get Gucci Gang, or, you know, All Go With Everything, or whatever the simple shit may be that's in style for that time period, then that's what I'm going to play. Or if you're in a hip hop crowd, you know, I may get booked for a hip hop concert, and I'm gonna play hella Kendrick and hella whoever else is lyrical and who more hip hop.
I mean, but I feel
Schoolboy
like
Q
as a DJ, you're playing towards the crowd though.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing though. We gonna get into that.
Yeah,
we gonna get into that.
Yeah.
But that's my whole thing on me. I like to categorize how I break down music today, because even if you take it back to the 90s, which is what I grew up in, and I'm born in 87, so I'm 80s baby, but growing up in the 90s, there was a lot of bullshit 90s music that everyone likes to forget that was around during the 90s.
I haven't forgotten the bullshit music.
There was a lot of bullshit 90s music. There was a lot of bullshit 2000s music.
Right.
There was a lot of bullshit music in every era. So I just like to categorize what I'm going into, and that's what I subject matter off of what I'm judging for. So what I would say music today is, I feel like music today is as versatile as it's ever been. If you want hip hop, you want that real lyrical, whatever, you can find it. If you want the dancing, whatever you want to do, your Dougie to, your dab to, your, I don't even know what the hell they call this, whatever, you can find that type of music. If you want just the party music, if you want the West Coast, you want the East Coast, you want the down South, whatever you want, I feel like today it's been more glamorized and more easy to take in more than any other time. So that's how I feel about music today. I feel like it's amazing because I feel like it's pushing. I mean, we are the #1 genre now. So definitely. I feel like whatever the hell we doing right now is working. It's pushing us forward. So it just gives everybody more of a lane to do what the fuck you want to do. I mean, that's the main thing.
Right.
I feel like today you could do whatever the fuck you want to do. I feel like I could say 30 times and there's going to be 30 people that fuck with it. And I have at least 30 fans. But saying on the track 30 times. With a dope beat, and motherfuckers gonna fuck with it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like in today's environment, it's just more of an opportunity for people to be creative.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can just drop a track that you produced yourself, you recorded like in your closet, and with technology and everything, you can make anything sound dope and become a SoundCloud star if you wanted to, you know. And so it's not necessarily about what the labels are forcing down your throat, playing on radio and telling you what you're going to like. You actually have the option to get online and explore what it is that you're into, you know. So you might have one artist that you rock with because you think that he's dope, not realizing there's a million other cats that feel just like you. And guess what? Now that artist has his own fan base, which consists of you and the million other cats that are rocking with him.
Right.
You know? So I think before, like, it's one of those things that if you hear a song enough, you gonna think that you like it, not realizing that you only like it because you've heard it like all day long and it's making you feel some kind of way. So all of a sudden you're feeling like this is a dope track when it's actually not. So when you have people, I think, all right, when it comes to creativity, the most creative people like the most weird people in the world.
Not like personally?
Yeah. And like in their personal lives, they're like a weird. Like, I mean,
agreed.
Yeah, like
the
dude
can't
in the
just
party
function like in normal. Like I guarantee all their bills is late. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Hey, so I'm on a good start to creativity. Is what you're saying. All right, got step 1 down.
Hey, the beats gonna get better.
Like they the most quirky
beats
people
might be
out
fine.
there though. You know, but then. Like, you don't want to have a label stepping in the way of that creativity saying, like, well, your look is not marketable. We don't feel like you're going to be a good fit for what we're trying to do. Or we need you to be this person, not that person that you currently are.
So you don't have to conform as much anymore.
You don't have to conform. So a lot of the music that people feel like they want to make, they're not making it to cater to the labels. They're making it because this is who they are and this is what they want to make, you know. So then when you get a bunch of people who feel the same way that you do about the music that you're making, you know, and they feeling your energy, your vibes on whatever it is that you're trying to do, I mean, you can create that fan base. So now you have a more diverse selection of music to choose from. You're not just limited to what's hot on the radio or who's got the budget to get their CDs into the stores and all this other stuff, you know. So the availability of music is out there, not to mention the fact that hip-hop now being the #1 genre, you know, and with the millennials, as they call it, and everybody who's growing up in this atmosphere to where, you know, what you're hearing all the time is hip-hop, that's more of the music that's being made. So when you have hip-hop, you can't You can't be sounding like an old head. So, oh, that's not hip hop. That's not music. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, okay, like you're kind of saying, Mizzy, you have different categories of this shit. So you have hip hop, but you have all these subcategories of hip hop. Yeah. You know, so you might have like, you know, like the common stuff, like the real hip hop type of atmosphere. You might play like some Nas or some Kendrick or something. Right. Then you might have like, you know what I mean, just like the mumble rap. You know what I mean? It's a broad spectrum between the two. So it's not just limited to like, oh, that's not what it's supposed to sound like. Because me personally, if I'm listening to something in my car, I want to hear something lyrical. I want to hear somebody who got something to talk about. I want to hear some content, you know. But if it's like a Friday, Saturday night, I'm going out, I want to party. I personally don't want to hear that right now. I want to hear something ratchet. I can turn up to. You know what I mean?
Hey, like, Joe Budden said the realest shit ever when he was back on Everyday Struggle. He was like, man, I don't want to hear a bunch of fucking me in the club while I'm at the club. I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said, I want to turn the fuck up. Like,
kill the mood.
I don't want to fucking hear me while I'm in the club.
Change that ad lib right there.
He's like, I'm too real for the motherfucking club. Like,
you know what I mean? It's like sometimes you come home late at night. You know, you might just want to watch something silly on Netflix. You might want to watch a stand-up comedy. You don't want to watch something serious. Yeah. You know, it's not always the same vibe. So it's nice to have that kind of selection so you can choose what are you in the mood for right now, you know?
You know what's funny? How real hip hop is a category of hip hop.
I like that real hip hop.
Hip hop is cool, but I like that real hip hop. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
In my real hip hop category of hip hop.
No. Shout out to all the real hip hop artists.
No, I mean, but I agree. I agree with what y'all saying, and I think that's one of the beautiful things about hip hop is the fact that it's within one genre. The shit is so diverse. I mean, obviously we got.
I feel like it's like rock. Like if you really know rock and music, there's like grunge. There's how many
alt
other
rock, hair metal, death metal, heavy metal.
Exactly. Yeah. So I feel like hip hop is finally reaching that. Like I said, taking over that number one spot of where you gotta categorize it to what you like. You know what I'm saying? It's not just you're gonna play something hip hop and all of it is gonna sound the same. No, not at all.
Yeah. I will say though, it took me like to what you saying. It took me a while to get to the point to be like, I understand that there's different rap for different demographics or different whatever. Like,
well, it's about time, son.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So you already know, like a while for me, like I refuse to play certain artists. Like if you come up to me asking me for such and such, fam, I'm not playing that. Yeah, like he trash. Yeah, I'm just not doing it. But I will say, for the most part, the reason I mean, I guess it was a boycott on these artists, right? It wasn't necessarily a boycott on the artists because of their music. I wasn't necessarily a fan of their music anyway, but more often than not, with me specifically, it was a boycott because of something they said in regards to the culture. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So I can not like you and play your music because I know that people want to hear it, right? I mean, I do. I mean, I'm sure we all do it. But as soon as you say some shit that I find that's disrespectful to the culture of hip hop, that is, for me, it's like, man, I'm about to erase all his shit out my Serato. I ain't playing that shit ever. You know what I mean? Like, if I mean, I don't, not to call out a specific artist, but if you give an interview, right, and you're asked a question that has something to do with the wellness of hip hop or us as a culture or whatever, and your general response is, I don't give a damn about none of that. I'm just out here trying to get money. Like, I rap for money, fam. I don't care about none of that political stuff. I don't care about none of that. I'm here for the money.
What you talking about right now? Post Malone?
No, actually, no. I
know exactly who you're talking about, but
I mean, yeah, no, way off. I mean, but to say my introduction to Post Malone was weird because of White Iverson. Like, when I was like, White Iverson, well, that's just corny. Like, what the fuck you mean, you White Iverson? And he kind of like straddled the fence of hip hop of saying, I mean, I'm not a hip hop artist, but fam, you are a hip hop artist because all you're doing is putting out rap songs. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like sometimes I take it too personal because I am really live and die for the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously we all got into DJing when DJing wasn't necessarily a fad. We got into DJing as a product of how much we love music. But I don't, like, music has been my life as far as I can remember, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know the first time I ever heard a rap song.
Nope.
You know, like, I don't know the first fucking CD I ever bought or burst tape I ever bought. Yeah, like, I don't know.
I know the first CD and the first tape.
I barely know the first concert I went to, and that's because I got video.
I know the
footage
first
of
concert I went to,
You know what I'm
too.
saying?
I'm ashamed of the first concert.
I'm just saying,
went to.
we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But I'm just saying that to say I understand that I'm overprotective of the culture, because to me, this is the culture I mostly identify with. You know what I'm saying? So if I see that someone's taking advantage of the culture, whether you black, white, or not, I mean, most of the time it's black people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're like, yo, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit you talking about. I'm just here to get the money. Like, to me, that personally offends me, because this is the shit that I live for, and to me, it's worth more than money. You know, like, if I never got paid another dime to DJ ever again, I'm not DJing in your club for free, but I will be DJing right there on those turntables in my room every day, just because I like DJing and I like music.
Yeah, exactly.
So it took me a while to get over my personal gripe with artists, but I realized it was personal, and to the general public, it ain't that personal.
Yeah.
Right? So they might want to hear that artist. They don't give a damn that he don't care about the culture. To them, it's a good song. They just want to hear the good song. They lit. They having a good time.
You know what? Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Finally.
It took me a while. It took me a while to get to that point.
Welcome.
But, yeah,
Yes.
right.
Yes.
But I'm there, and like Mizzy was saying, I had to understand that it's just different music for different times. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in a ratchet club, I need to turn that ratchet shit on. If I'm in the West Coast, I mean, naturally I listen to West Coast or whatever. So, but if I'm in a West Coast club and they want to hear some West Coast ratchet shit, or they want to hear some 90s hip hop, I need to be able to turn that on regardless of what my preference is. And I mean, that's where I'm at with music. I think now that I'm more open, I'm able to accept music from artists who are only here to make music and not necessarily carry the culture on their back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now I grade them and I view them differently. So now I can listen to a song and not judge them based on whatever political statements they said before. And shit, I'm much happier. I'm much happier because I ain't as pissed off as I used to be about all these artists disrespecting my culture.
Oh, man.
And at the same time, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, these artists are making good music. Even the ones who I disagree with what they say, I'm not going to deny that they are making good music because I agree with their personal opinions.
There you go.
You know
So
what I'm saying?
you didn't see the light, huh, my brother?
I feel like K-Play got baptized.
I don't want to say I
seen.
I seen the light because I still have that feeling for my culture. You know what I'm saying? But I understand what everyone else thinks of music and how they react to music. You know what I'm saying? Like I've learned that I can't take shit so personal.
There.
Like I feel like when people said shit, like they was talking about me specifically, because that's how I feel about hip hop.
We ain't gonna get him into that. D-Money, anything to add?
I'm closing up, but that's what it is.
For the most part, just me. I always tried to look at music.
You always been the most versatile, so
I mean,
I would agree.
Versatile and progressive. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Progressive is the word. I would
D-Money
really
always
like.
the first one in the building. Like, yo, you heard this? No, nigga, I have not
What
heard
is
that. How did you even get that? Because it just came out fucking 5 minutes ago,
And not only
and you've
that-
had it for 3 days.
Yeah, like, but that's just. But I'm just such a junkie to the music, and I just like the feeling I get from music that makes it fun. You know what I'm saying? I just like having fun, and fun music always attracted me. You know, just through the generations, even growing up, the music in my generation is always gonna be timeless. It's gonna always have a special spot with me. But just thinking on it from another angle, it's just like, yo, these kids now are experiencing what we were experiencing when we were kids with this music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and I always try to look at it from that angle, even though like some of this stuff is trash, but they love it. So, hey, yo, here y'all go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can rock with it too.
Exactly.
I mean, but some of the stuff is good. So, just from where I think music is now, just keep progressing. You don't know what the next dope thing is until you hear it. You know what I'm saying? So just keep putting it out there. And if it's dope enough, it's going to figure out its way to the top. Because I always tell everybody that when I'm talking to them about music, like, you can never deny a hit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I don't care who you are, I don't care what it is. A dope record is a dope record, period, point blank.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to go over right now. Usually we would cut it right here, but we can't talk about this and not talk about what created all this, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Which is kind of flipped. What would be 180 is a flip?
Yeah, 180.
So it'll be what I feel like is a complete 180 right now. How do y'all feel about the art of DJing currently? Because I feel like when hip hop started, it started with the DJ.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You couldn't have hip hop. You couldn't have any type of music, any type of rapping, any type of melody, any type of talking without the DJ.
Yeah. I mean,
and I feel like now it's completely 180. Like, I feel like niggas feel like they don't need a DJ for shit.
Until they get a DJ.
Until they get a DJ. Or until they run into a real DJ who be like, look, nigga, I'm not playing a motherfucking thing, and see how you gonna make this shit work.
Yeah, son. DJs and bartenders is like the two essential elements of a successful
shout out to the bartenders.
Shout out to the bartenders. So yeah, we got to get into this topic. We got to end it off with this topic. How do y'all feel about the art of DJing currently?
Currently, I think cats are being experimental, which always drove the DJ culture. And they have a lot more tools to be more creative.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's healthy. I think a lot of the cats, they're inspired. They want to be dope, which I feel like they should continue to do. But also looking back from where it came from, it makes the stuff that was happening back then that much doper, because how creative these cats were with what the stuff that they had to utilize with. The latest technology to them is like dinosaur stuff to us now.
You see how limited they were, how dope they sets were.
And how crazy busy they would get with just 2 turntables and some records. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Setting cue points, but with a marker.
Yeah, manually. You're right.
And finding it finding it at a snap of a finger, like, and putting in work. Cats are still working. It's just not as hard as you used to have to work. So, I mean, I feel like the DJ culture is heavy. I also feel that it's saturated, So, if some of y'all want to go do something else, you can, because there's plenty of DJs
to go around.
And around and
well,
around.
Look, I'm going to play devil's advocate. D-Money being nice as a motherfucker as shit.
I'm being real.
You are being real, but you not voicing opinions.
I'm being real.
You're not voicing opinion in the back of your head.
I'm being
or
real,
for the rest
son.
of the 3 niggas sitting at this motherfucking table.
I'm being that's as real as I could be.
D-Money did touch on it. It's too many of y'all motherfuckers who are trash as fuck, so stop DJing. That's number one.
I mean,
I feel like the DJs don't feel like we have as much power as we really do, which is back in, like I said, when we started, the DJ was the power. It was the entire fucking, you couldn't do a goddamn thing without a DJ.
We were the gatekeeper.
Exactly. So I feel like DJs, we've lost that. We've turned that power over to the MC, to the artists. We've turned that power over to them, where we feel like we're not shit without them, and I think that's wrong as fuck. Like, we don't look to them when we want to get popping. They look to us when they want to get popping. DJs, we work our way up. We learn how to DJ. We start moving whatever. We build our craft from the ground up, and then we go out and get our own fan base, and then artists come naturally fuck with us. Right. It's not like we go to the artist to like, look, I'm gonna fuck with you, and you gonna make me hot.
Yeah.
Yes, that can happen.
At a point, it was a point in time where that was the narrative. You know what I'm saying? The hot artist was on the DJ's mixtape, and that was how the DJs was blowing up. You know what I'm saying? You can even say
I wouldn't say that.
That's an after effect.
I would say DJ had exclusive tracks. I would say DJs had exclusive tracks, which artists leaked to DJs to make their shit hot. It was just we were known for playing their shit and making their shit bubble more. So I would say it was the way you're explaining it. I would say it would be the opposite effect.
Yeah, I feel that way too, because I feel like the artist wouldn't necessarily go to the DJ unless the artist knew that DJ was capable of making them moves.
Exactly.
So even though the DJ will put out that dude's you know, that whoever that artist work, and they would both blow, potentially assuming the DJ was at a certain level and he got higher. But it all starts with the artist like, yo, I need to go lock in with this DJ right here because this DJ making moves in the city. So let me give him this work exclusively so he could put it out. And then, you know, whatever happens from that. It's a natural growth. And obviously, if the shit blows up, then both statuses blow up, the DJ and the artist, but it all starts with the artist looking at the DJ.
I feel like they probably like feed off each other though. You know, I mean, if you have a DJ that's already popping, like,
at the least, yes,
and then the artists want to like rock with that DJ just because that DJ's popping. So I know if I get on that DJ's project, that my track is gonna get heard,
even more popping,
right? You know, but if also on the flip side, if you're a DJ and you can get access to music that people want to hear, and they know that you have like a good ear for music, and then so I'm gonna want to pick up your album or pick up your mixtape or whatever it is, just because I know that you're gonna have some hot music on your mixtape.
Right.
So,
let me put it this way though, to make it easier for everybody to understand, especially D Money. Let me see what I'm talking about. If you feel what I'm talking about, any artist. DJ, I mean, because now the temperament is that the artist puts the DJ on. It makes him whoever he is. But if you pull back the curtains, actually figure out whatever artist DJ is popping. So you look at the DJ Escos or the DJ Infamouses or anybody
Shout
who has a dope
homie Infamous.
Yeah, homie Infamous. Shout out to anybody who has a dope DJ, whatever. If you pull back the curtains, these are artists that link with these DJs because they had followings before the artist had the following. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they link with these DJs because they was the hottest DJs wherever the fuck they were from. So it's like, all right, cool. Like, I'm gonna link with this nigga so my music could get out to whatever his crowd is, and I'm gonna step above that, and then I'm gonna bring him along as a show of respect, which doesn't happen a lot anymore. Yeah. I mean, shout out to the real artists that do that. Right. But the initial connection is that the artist fucks with the DJ to piggyback off of what his following is. That's usually how it works.
All right, so I mean, how many people really heard of DJ Esco before Future?
Exactly, that's my point.
Well, in Atlanta,
and that's what I'm saying. In Atlanta,
though, that's one thing.
Well, yeah,
that's my exact point, though.
They both complemented each other.
Yeah, that's my exact point.
Which is my point, that like they both need each other. They work
exactly
with each other. It's not like like the artist put the DJ on or the DJs are putting the artist on necessarily.
Yeah, but we
got
like
a mutual kind of understanding.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but we also got to, and I'm not on claim to know everything about their relationship, right? But in the beginning, Future was messing with Esco because Esco was already killing the strip clubs.
Yeah, exactly.
So he was the man in Atlanta. Like, he was the dude to see about music. Right. So he was fucking with Esco because Esco was already killing the strip clubs. And it's arguable to say that because Future's music was consistently played in the strip clubs, that's how it caught on nationally.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So if it wasn't for Esco putting in that work in Atlanta strip clubs, and then Atlanta strippers taking it to wherever they go and dance, and then now in Houston they playing it, in New York they playing it, now it's popping. But that shit all started locally because Esco was a fucking man in his city. And I saw an interview with Esco, and he was saying like they had a real close relationship, him and Future, but they made it a point not to make that relationship public, like to not let people know they was working together. Right. So it seemed natural and organic that Esco was just playing all this Future shit.
Right.
So like he just dropping it. They're like, God damn, like whoever this is, see, like Esco always dropping it.
My point is not to shit on the artist at all. My point is that
they need each other.
The DJ, the real DJ. I mean, let me backtrack. The real DJ. What I feel like is the real DJ works on his art form long before he ever thinks about an artist. Like you said, I'm in my room. I'm in my wherever the fuck I got my setup at. I'm doing my thing. I work my contacts up, whether I go fucking with people, whatever, give me a shot, whatever. I work my way into a club. I become the hottest nigga in that club. I become the hottest nigga on the block. I become the hottest nigga in that range. I become the hottest nigga in the city, so on and so forth. And then artists come to fuck with you because of that fact. I'm not saying that you're going to blow up the artist, whatever. I mean, you need each other. Obviously, I get that.
Right.
But what I'm saying now is I feel like DJs don't respect the power that they have in that aspect of where I feel like motherfuckers DJ because they see artists like, all right, cool. If I could touch that artist, and I'm a DJ and I could play his music, then I could blow up off of that. Like, no, motherfucker. Like, you have the power to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, you should be that. You should already know that you're that nigga when you want to even become a DJ. You should already know that you're that nigga. Off top. True. Like, you control, a DJ should feel like you control every aspect of anything musical that goes down at that point in time.
Everything. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, just to throw my opinion in as far as the art of the DJ. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. And obviously the relationship between the artist and the DJ is mutually exclusive. But as DJs, one of a few points, but as DJs, we have to understand and acknowledge the impact that streaming services has done to music consumption, right? Obviously, we are no longer as much of the gatekeepers that we once were when it comes to people hearing new music first, because the artist can go direct to the streaming platform and release the music to their built-in fan base, as opposed to relying on the DJ to release the music.
Yeah.
Right. So
definitely
the artist feels like they don't necessarily need the DJ for that particular aspect, for releasing music and getting it to the masses. They feel like they could do it themselves because they have
I feel like that's more of a label situation.
I mean, or independent. But
even independent, it
speaks to the perceived importance of a DJ.
Exactly. Because my whole thing is, I still feel like organically a DJ could do what no other streaming service could do for you.
To a certain degree.
Because if you have, all right, so take any of us in this room. If you have a dope DJ, insert any 4 of our names into that. We have a dope DJ. Plug.
Got it. Definitely caught that one. You bring me
your record, I fuck with your record. I'm playing at, like, D Money just had a busy ass fucking week. I'm playing at the strip club on Friday. I'm playing at the club on Saturday. I'm playing at fucking Tutu's fucking 16-year-old birthday party on fucking Sunday.
Yeah, and then you on the radio all week.
Yeah, damn, at radio all fucking week. You trying to tell me organically, I play your song week in and week out. I believe in your song. I'm hyping the shit up. Right. The 100, 200, 300 people a week, or let's increase that number, 300, 400, 500 people I reach that week, and that's still a low number depending on the gigs you have.
Right.
If your record actually is fire, I feel like your record is fire. I know I'm an amazing fucking DJ. You trying to tell me that organically a DJ still holds more power than a streaming service? Because I can get your record popping in a city. So say, let's take Las Vegas, for instance. I can get your record popping in Las Vegas faster than you putting it out on SoundCloud or you putting it on fucking Apple Music or whatever, and nobody knows who the fuck you are.
True.
Organically. That's what I'm saying, organically.
Right. But, I mean, I'm speaking in this, and I'm playing devil's advocate here, just to acknowledge the way the needle is moving. But initially, to your point, you are 100% correct. Right? When it comes to grassroots marketing, the DJ is definitely still 100% vital to an artist's survival, right? Because nobody's going to be able to organically reach an audience like a DJ can when it comes to grassroots marketing. But at a certain degree, when that artist gets a following of his own, he's naturally going to feel like he doesn't need the DJ as much as he originally did, because now he has a built-in audience. Yeah. So even though you as a DJ...
But that's what I'm saying from the start. If you don't feel like you have the power, then of course you're always going to get overlooked, because if I know I'm that nigga and the artist come fuck with me, naturally he's going to want to take me with him.
Yeah. Right. Well, you have the power to kick it off, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I feel like that's my only point. I'm not saying the artist can't make it on its own. I'm not saying the DJ can't make it on its own. Yeah. Because we live in a time and age where a DJ can make it on its own. Like, everything now is, I feel like, it's a popularity contest. I could not put out a single in my goddamn life, but I got fucking 300,000 followers on Instagram, and I'm the shit. I'm fucking cute. I'm fucking sexy. I wear the dopest fucking clothes.
And it's gonna
sell fucking viral, nigga.
And then Instagram goes down, and what happens?
Instagram ain't never going down.
It's never going down.
Yeah, it's too much money being made.
Way too much money.
You know what I'm saying? And then if it does go down, Snapchat pop it. You know what I'm saying? ROCKSTARR Mizzy.
Shameless plug.
Hey, I'm not even mad at it.
RSDJ_D-Money.
I mean, okay, but yeah, see, ridiculous.
Hey, that was the fastest plug ever.
Right, they didn't even catch that.
The fastest plug is Malik A.K.A. Sofly.
Yeah,
fastest plug.
I mean, but to specifically answer the question, at least as far as me, the art of DJing, I'll partly agree with both of you. As far as starting, not to give a long backstory, but as far as starting DJing when you had to buy records, then progressing into Serato, and then furthermore progressing into all the updates Serato has did and all the new mixers we got, and all the technologies come out over the years has definitely made DJing easier. And most of the, let's be honest, when it comes to basic DJing, most of the technology does the work for you.
Okay.
Right? Like if I don't know how to mix 2 records, all I need to know is how to use sync. As long as I know how to accurately use sync.
Yeah, see, that's the whole thing.
But I feel like people would rather spend their time learning how to use sync than blending 2 records. But just to say, just to make a general point. So technology to a certain degree does the basics for us when it comes to DJing. But all that means now is, more importantly, now more than ever, that gives us the opportunity to show our music knowledge. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right? Because whatever you do, if you jumped into DJing for the wrong reasons because you thought it was a cool job and you think the technology could do the shit for you, I will shit on you 10 times out of 10 with my music knowledge. Mm-hmm. Because it's like I didn't jump into DJing to be cool. I jumped into DJing because I already knew the music. And I was like, shit, I might as well start DJing. I already know every song ever that's played on the radio, right? Yeah. Like, I already know all the words. So, it was a natural progression from loving music so much. So my music knowledge, or I'm sure all of our music knowledge, was shit on the DJ who relies on technology. And also because we started from not having technology as a crutch, sort of say, we know how to manipulate shit different. So for the DJs who started before all this technology began, technology for us isn't a crutch. It's an advantage to do shit we didn't think we would be able to ever do. Yeah. So when some new shit comes out, we not like, well, shit, I don't need to know how to mix 2 records together. You like, man, can you imagine the shit I can do? And like, instead of fucking taking 2 bars or 3 bars to make sure these shits are blended perfectly, and not saying we use sync, but because we know beat mixing so well, just as an example. No, like, we don't gotta take time. We doing crazy, so we fucking finger drumming or whatever.
Shit, even in Serato DJ, man, I could fucking load 4 decks just so I don't forget the next fucking song I was thinking about playing. Yeah, that's easy. I'm so into what the fuck I'm doing, nigga. I totally forgot I had a perfect song to go next.
Yeah, that shit happens to me all the time.
What I was gonna play.
I hate that shit. I hate that shit.
I can at least drag this song into the 3rd deck that I'm not gonna use because I don't have 4 turntables.
Right. So that's the type of stuff he's talking about, because I didn't even think about doing that.
Like, for real, I'm just gonna drag this song into that extra deck just so it's there, and it reminds me, like, yo, you was thinking about playing this. You need to play this before you forget. But
right, that's what I got the Command P for. Throw that in my prepared list.
Then I be feeling like that be getting in the way because it be shortening my
your library search here.
Like, I don't even want to use that. But no, I feel like the art of DJing now is watered down. Especially I'm moving to kind of like the off topic the K player put down in DJing in Vegas. Definitely feel like the art of DJing has been watered down because of the mass amount of DJs, and I'm gonna take that back. I don't mind the mass amount of DJs. I feel like how would I word it?
Let me jump this off.
People who's not even oversaturation, because that's fine. If every DJ, if it was an oversaturation, so say let's call 600 DJs oversaturation in Vegas alone, right, in that area. I wouldn't give a fuck if it was 600 DJs, if it was 600 dope DJs who knew what the fuck they were doing. I wouldn't give two shits. It would be annoying, yes, but at least if I got beat out by the next motherfucker, it's because he was better than me in one way or another, or your opinion over this opinion, whatever. Okay. My issue is you get undercut by fucking price. You get undercut by who knows who. You get undercut by so many different things that are not what I'm considering the art of DJing, of actually just know what the fuck you're doing and being dope at it.
Because, I'm about to explode over here, okay?
Hey, me too. So go ahead.
Tell you the issue, one of the main issues with DJing around here, okay? You managers out there, all right? Let me tell you something. Y'all not DJs, okay? Y'all know what the hell y'all talking about. All right, I'm going to tell you that right now. I did a spot the other day. Got a packed club, packed floor. I'm rocking out. You know what the manager told me to play? A whole different format from what I was doing that was rocking the club out and making money. So you know what I did? I played it. And you know what happened? Whole vibe of the club changed. Whole dance floor quit. Now I had to restart it. Now I had to restart it again. Tell you DJs out there right now, stick to what you know. Stick to rocking the party. Stick to your format and doing what you do to create the dopest party atmosphere you can. Because you managers, y'all need to stick to managing, okay? If you're going to book the talent, book him and let the talent be talent, okay? If your talent ain't doing good, then maybe you need to get somebody else, okay? I'm telling you right now. Look, some of this stuff y'all out here telling these DJs to do is killing the vibe. People is complaining about y'all spots. I'm in the streets. I hear it. Y'all too much into the crate of the laptop, and most of y'all can't even put 2 records together. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. Y'all need to fall back and look at some numbers, okay? That's what you need to do. And let the DJs DJ.
I was not expecting that, but
I know you wasn't.
I didn't know we was going to go there. Hey, I would agree.
The elephant in the room.
100%.
It's so many DJs at the party beside the DJ. Okay.
Yes, everybody's a DJ these days. It ain't never DJ.
Yeah, like if y'all would just sit back and let the DJ, y'all would be amazed at how great y'all events would be a lot of the time. Okay.
Okay, Pay, where you going to take it?
Somewhere totally different. Because I wasn't expecting that
at all.
Sorry. Not sorry.
I'll try to condense this as much as possible. When it comes to Vegas, and I'm sure people in other cities are probably going to have a problem with this, but when it comes to Vegas, the most accurate analogy I can give is Vegas and DJing is like Hollywood and acting, right? Meaning,
as accurate depiction,
as big as acting is in Hollywood, nightlife culture, as much as you would think gambling or whatever, nightlife culture in Las Vegas right now is everything. And obviously one of the most important things when it comes to nightlife culture, aside from the bartenders who we already shot out,
yes, sir,
is the DJ. And because the DJ is looked at as being so important, you have every DJ from everywhere in America interested in wanting to move to Vegas to make it as a DJ. And the issue with that is DJing, like a few other careers, obviously, is based on open market, right? Mm-hmm. So you have this influx of DJs that moved to Vegas from other places. They have nothing to lose. They came out here to make it as a DJ. All they want to do is get on.
Yeah.
They don't care about nothing but getting on. And because it's a free market, naturally, what are they going to do? They going to offer their services as low as they possibly can just to get their foot in the door in hopes of that opportunity opening up other doors. And I don't just how I had growth in judging artists on their personal beliefs. I've come to the point where it's kind of hard for me to judge these other DJs because I'm kind of getting the feeling that a lot of the times they not necessarily undercutting other DJs as much as they are just underbidding themselves, right? Like they come out here and they have nothing to lose, right? So it ain't like so just a brief explanation of undercutting. If you're not a DJ, undercutting somebody would be, at least my definition would be, you finding out how much a DJ makes, ballpark range. So say I make $500 a DJ at a gig, and another DJ has a general idea of how much I makes. Him undercutting me would say 500. Shit, I could do it for 200, and I could do it just as good as him. Right now, he's specifically undercutting me because he's convincing someone that he could do the same job I could do for less money. Right. Now, I don't necessarily consider every other DJ lowballing themselves undercutting, because they might not have any idea what any DJ is getting paid. All they know is they want to get their foot in the door. So,
or they may not know their worth.
Yeah, no, it's 100% that they just want to get their foot in the door. They don't know how much, they don't know how valuable they are to whatever venue they're going to. So that company could be paying, very valuable. You could, that company could be paying $500 to whatever DJ, which is already a lowball, right? So that company could be paying $500, and the DJ comes in who ain't got nothing to lose because he has no residencies, he ain't booked no gigs. All he knows is he came to Vegas to make it as a DJ and get some gigs. He like, yo, shit, $200 for 4 hours?
Not to cut you off, but that's also the downside of new technology, because a real DJ, or at least an older real DJ, wouldn't undercut another DJ just off of principle. That's number one.
Right.
But if you've ever bought real fucking equipment, you know how much that shit costs. Right. And you wouldn't lowball yourself because you know how much money you put into your motherfucking shit.
Money and time.
Money and time you put into your motherfucking shit.
Exactly.
So now it's so motherfucking cheap that they don't even know. Like, it don't cost them nothing to start DJing. So they have no idea
exactly
the worth of it. You know what I'm saying?
Like, not only does technology give you a low entry point, but it also gives you a false understanding of what it takes to be a dope DJ. Like, it ain't all about the technicalities. Like, you got to learn how to read a crowd, right? And you can't learn how to read a crowd no other way than experience from reading the crowd, right? So no matter how dope you are in your bedroom at cutting and scratching, because you say you wanted to do it the right way, right? I want to learn how to DJ. I'm going to do it this way. No matter how dope you are at that, you ain't going to be dope at reading the crowd until you have the opportunity to read a crowd.
Yeah. Right.
And that's just going to be a natural growth. But I feel like that's the issue we go through here, because we have so many people coming from so many places, and they see how popular the DJ is here because of every casino has at least one club. And not only a club, they got at least one club and a lounge. So every casino has minimum of 2 DJs, or, whatever, 2 venues that have DJs. So they come out here expecting the world, and then they realize how cutthroat it is. And then they lower their standards because they don't know their worth, and they just trying to get it in. And I think that's the issue specific to Vegas.
How about knowing your fucking lane?
Or that?
How about no, for real, knowing your lane, because there are a lot of very versatile DJs. And salute to you. D-Money is one of the most versatile DJs I know. And I'll definitely give him credit there. Because there's a lot of genres I couldn't fucking cross that he would gladly cross into. But I feel like that's another Vegas issue, is that, especially on the broader terms, and not to disrespect anybody or whatever, but I feel like a lot of EDM DJs try to do hip-hop, and it's just not the same. Like, bruh. You may be able to play tracks, but the same way I don't know the fucking history of EDM and where it came from and the understanding of how this record grew into this record, and how this record was sampled from this record, and how this record will touch these people in this way because it came from this fucking time period, or this fucking mood that I set, is the same way I'll never be able to understand your EDM side of it. So I feel like a lot of DJs don't know their fucking lane. Like, dude, if you're not a classic hip-hop DJ, like, yeah, you may be able to do a 30-minute set, but you're not going to be able to rock a 5-hour party.
Well, the EDM cats, I mean, you could take the EDM situation as like it was an experiment. You know what I'm saying? So
no, I wouldn't say really, that, there is a history to EDM.
No, it was an experience. Definitely. I mean, EDM in Vegas, like, the thing of it was, when the music changed and people was like, all right, we tired of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So those cats, they wasn't in the big mega festivals with the huge crowds, They was in the intimate rooms where the crowd was in a face. And after a while, it was like, yo, man, I can't hold this crowd for 2 hours with all this EDM shit because these motherfuckers is tired of this shit. So I gotta flip in some Jay-Z or something just to keep it rolling and keep my set hot. Because the openers and closers, you know, those dudes were they was switching all that shit in. You know what I'm saying? So they was flipping in the EDM stuff, but then they would also throw in the fucking mashups with the hip hop lyrics over the EDM tracks. You know what I'm saying?
Where I feel
and it was
like
rocking the crowd. So those EDM DJs saw that and started incorporating that shit into their sets because they knew, like, yo, I gotta hold these people, and these motherfuckers want to hear some hip hop.
See, but this is where I feel like they should step aside and let the opener and closers become the main fucking DJs, or the managers, like you were saying, need to take notice to that. Like, these are the DJs that's holding the shit now. I feel like a lot of them, because of their names and their relationships, still hold those positions when they shouldn't.
100%, and I mean, not to deviate from your thought, but I think that's another issue with Vegas, because Vegas will, I don't want to say forever, but Vegas will definitely hold back the local DJ because Vegas is not a local based city, and that's what makes us different, right? Like, as long as there are internationally known DJs, those internationally known DJs will always have residencies, assuming, and it's probably about to happen with they bubble bursting, but as soon as these clubs are like, yo, I'm tired of paying $50 million a year for these DJs, I just ain't gonna do it no more. But we got to understand from the business perspective too that a lot of the people coming to the club in Las Vegas aren't from Las Vegas, so they gonna gravitate to the name that they know the most.
That is true, but also, I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
But people want to come here and they want to party, and I would say, as much as they do care about who the headliner is, they just want to go to the club. And if it's somebody in the club rocking, they don't care who it is.
Right. No, I agree with that. But okay, so if you would have let me finish my thought.
My bad. I'm sorry, sir.
This ties into your manager's statement, right? Yeah. Because a lot of the time, these people don't want to do the groundwork. Mm-hmm. They just want to get the most popular name because they know that's the easiest route from A to B to getting people in the club. Yeah. Get the most popular name. They don't want to build a name for themselves as a club. They rather piggyback off the name of the DJ because he's popular. So instead of saying, you know what, let's build this dope-ass fucking brand of a club that's exclusive to Las Vegas or whatever, and grow it from here and let people know that whenever you come to Vegas, no matter who DJing, this is the club you need to go to. They rather be like, yo, shit, let's get this DJ because everybody knows who he is. So all we got to do is pay him, and all our that's our marketing budget. That's our talent budget all wrapped in one, and they ain't got to do nothing else.
Hey, do not get me wrong, okay? Because I'm definitely trying to be the first DJ from Las Vegas with a $250 million residency at Hakkasan Group, XS Group, all the groups, Tao Group. Yeah. All, you know, if y'all hear me, holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But at the same time, Darwinism, survival of the fittest, get it how you live, get your money. You know what I'm saying? But my issue was when it got to a point to where they was like, oh, yeah, we got so-and-so. And you was like, who was that? And then people started trying to explain to you who so-and-so was to try to make it seem like it was cooler to get you to come to the club. You know what I'm saying? But they had already paid this crazy amount of money for so-and-so. It's like, well, you could have gave that money to one of your regulars, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or a local cat that's going to rock twice as hard as so-and-so that you sitting out here trying to sell me on.
See, I think it's going to come down to like club. A loyalty thing also, though, because if you cater to your local DJs, they're going to be more loyal to you than these cats is coming from like overseas to come out, you know, charge $1 million to come do a show or something like that, you know. But if you pay me a fraction of that, you know, like I'm going
to tell you like this.
But we got to
I'm going to be in the street standing on the corner handing out flyers.
I have a lot of loyalty to give for $1 million. So
hey, I'm just saying though, when somebody comes to the club, you know, most of the time they don't even know where the DJ booth is. They don't even know which direction to look to know
especially
where
Vegas.
The music is coming from.
Yeah.
You know, unless you an artist and you looking to tip the DJ to play your song or something, you're not even paying attention to who the DJ is. You couldn't tell them what they look like the day after. You know, you just want to know what the vibe was, what the energy felt like in the club, and whether you had a good time or not. Point blank, period. That's what people are really gonna care about at the end of the day. So it's not necessary to go out of your way to bring like these DJs in here, pay them a bunch of money. Like I feel what you're saying as far as like, well, they want to come to the spot where like well, I mean that's part of it also, but a bigger part of it to me is they're going to come to a place that people are talking about. Yeah. Not necessarily just because of the artist. Mm-hmm. You could hear it on a rap song. You hear like Fabulous talking about Dre's in Vegas. Yeah. You know, you want to come to Dre's or you come to Vegas. You don't care that it's going to be such and such DJing at the spot. You know, not necessarily. I mean, to a degree. Right. Yeah, to a degree. Like you care about who the DJ is, you know. But at the same time, you're mainly coming to where you think you're going to have the best time at. Yeah. Right. You know? No, I mean whether that's even like a major club or it's just like a local lounge that you see people in there grooving, having a good time, you might just want to fall into that also.
I mean, even think of spots that's not in Vegas, you know what I'm saying, that everybody talk about all the time that you want to go check out. Like popping off my head right now is King of Diamonds in Miami, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just a spot that everybody was just like, yo, this spot is dope. Yo, this spot is dope. And then now
it's all word of mouth though, because you hear people talking about it. You don't care who's DJing. Who's the resident DJ for KOD?
Well, it used to be Prince Marky D. So.
But it's not. You know what I mean?
No, I mean
so that's besides the point though. So the point is not necessarily like who the DJ is. It's about how well this club is able to market themselves outside of that.
I agree with that.
I feel like it's us as people. We also got to understand that we hold more power than we think we do. Like we obviously, especially being in Vegas, I feel like we look up to these mega clubs that set the tone. But I feel like if we come together and you build something that the mega clubs can't give you, that you can compete in a way, because you're gonna give the people something that they won't get at the mega club.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now. There's a counterculture moving.
There's
definitely.
Moving. There always is a counterculture. Mm-hmm. The counterculture is what sets up the culture for what it is. And you know what I'm saying? At one point, there were no fucking mega clubs. It took the first mega club to be a mega club.
Yeah.
True.
And everybody wanted to move to doing mega clubs. Like, man, we can make this much money.
Mega clubs got started out here because Negroes don't know how to act. So, you know, people wanted a...
That is not true.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
No. I'm going to tell you right now.
I'm going to let you finish.
I'm going to let you finish. That sounds terribly wrong.
Let me finish. Please let me finish.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you right now, okay? Because before the mega clubs, the spots was local. You know what I'm saying? But it was so many issues at the local spots that the casinos had spots. People started going to those because they felt like, yo, I can go to a spot in the casino, and I know Cass is not gonna act crazy. That's where the clubs. That's what the club. I'm telling y'all, that's what the clubs built up from.
I disagree with that.
That's what they built up.
That's what people. That's what local people started to go to those clubs for.
That's what I'm telling y'all.
The casinos were not thinking about that at all.
The casinos.
How many people you hear from out of town that's talking about like, yo, what's popping like locally? Like, where's the clubs outside of the street? That's all they
ask about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's where they want to go.
Yeah, that's where they want to go. But it was spots for them where people went to that wasn't on the strips. The strips didn't even care. All the strips cared about was gambling. That's all they cared about. Yeah. Then it got to a point to where people started going to the clubs in the casinos. Shout out to Club Raw. Right. Then the casinos started seeing the bottom lines of these spaces that they was leasing out. And when them leases came up, they was like,
double that.
Thank y'all for y'all services. But we'll take it from here, okay?
Oh, yeah, that's
it. And then it grew from there to like, all right, now we got the spot. Yo, we are making crazy money. Now we need to make crazier money. So what we going to do, we going to start investing more and more into the talent that they was bringing in. And that's how the clubs went from mega clubs. That was the transition from the standalones in Vegas to the mega clubs that you see in the casino right now. Mainly because the people that supported standalones didn't really feel comfortable no more going to them because there was too much stuff happening. So they started going in the casino because they felt safe. I'm telling y'all,
okay, listen,
I was there.
Yeah, but you're speaking from a local perspective.
Exactly.
And I will say,
from a local perspective, absolutely.
In history, like you got I would agree with the history of the growth of the mega club.
Yeah,
I won't agree with the reasoning because at the end of the day,
casino. From the casino, the motherfucking president of the casino had no fucking care in the world of what the fuck was happening at the local club.
About how safe that shit was over there.
He didn't say I was gonna build this fucking mega club so these niggas would stop getting fucking shot at the local club.
But you know who did? The person who went to the club.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
The growth
of the mega club
Saturday
had
night.
nothing to do with that though.
It did. I'm telling you. I'm telling y'all.
I disagree.
That's the genesis of the growth of the mega club.
That's like saying
Vegas.
that's like saying they started putting malls in fucking casinos because people were getting robbed at regular malls. Standalone malls.
That's a good
because
but that's not even a cool analogy. Like that shit don't even.
It sounds like a cool analogy.
Oranges and apples. That's oranges and apples though. That's oranges and apples though. I'm telling y'all, that's where it happened at.
Like nah.
Yeah, they seen the money they was making because all these people who used to go to standalones was in the casinos because they was trying not to get shot at.
I don't think people from out of town.
Not true.
I don't think people from out of town knew how dangerous it was. If they had an option to go to Club A that was dangerous and Club B that was downstairs,
may he rest.
I don't think they
rest his soul. Ask Tupac how dangerous the local scene was.
What I'm saying is he didn't have an option to go to 17 different clubs on the strip.
Yeah, he
like
didn't
once
have
they
an option.
start, these people in the casinos, all they care about is bottom line, right? So they seeing how much clubs, they seeing that gambling is going down because it was, right? They seeing that people are starting to come out here more for food and beverage and more for shopping because they were, while gambling was going down. They starting to see that nightlife revenue was going up because it was. Obviously, what they gonna do? Yo, we see a dip in gambling. We need to invest in A, B, and C, which A, B, and C is.
Why was there a dip in gambling though?
Because people got tired of just doing one thing, right?
No.
Yeah, they got tired of doing what they got.
They didn't get tired of doing
So there
one
was
thing.
a dip in gambling when the local economy crashed, right? And all we had to rely on was people coming from Europe and Asia and everywhere else where their economy was strong. So American economy was terrible. Everybody coming out here from different countries to get their gamble on. That's when gambling started dipping. But what they did start seeing is people coming out here because you got still people coming out here for conventions and stuff like that. They're not gambling their money away. They ain't making money like that. But what they are doing is shopping because they got stores out here that they don't have in their stores or their malls back home. What they are doing is spending their money on fine dining because there's a few restaurants in here that they can't go to back home. Right. So these casino people start recognizing that like, yo, we need to create an experience outside of gambling that these people can't have anywhere else because they starting to divert their money in other places. So what they start to do is they're hiring all these chefs from all these TV shows and start giving them restaurants and giving them leases for hella low just so they can put their name on it. So their name is on the restaurant that's in their casino to bring people. Then they start opening up these clubs just so they can get the revenue from these other areas that didn't have anything to do with gambling. And aside from the fact that people wasn't spending money on gambling because of financial issues, because the economy crashed, they learned that young people wasn't gambling like that.
All right, well, that was what I was gonna say.
I mean, but these are all a result. Like,
what we're saying is you're not wrong from the local standpoint. What we're saying is you're talking about why casinos built mega clubs. They were not worried about what the fuck the local niggas were doing and were getting shot and killed and whatever the fuck was happening. They wasn't. That's not why they built the mega club. That's what we're getting at. We're not saying you're not. We're not saying you're wrong. As in that's why the locals stopped going there versus going to the casino. Yes, definitely. That's definitely a point. We're saying that's not why they built the club and the casino to begin with. No,
they don't care about the locals enough. To build us a safe club in the casino.
Yeah, no, that's not why they did it.
But that's not what I was saying. I was saying that's how they. No, that's not what I was saying. I said that's how the clubs grew. Because the uptick of the people, because people didn't.
If you want to say growth, then okay.
People didn't care about going to no goddamn casino back in the day.
Why your mic so loud?
Right?
I said it that way, okay? So I can make this.
I've been noticing that.
So I can make this point before we get up out of here. I definitely turned it up. I turned it up. I turned it up for this point. I'm gonna tell him why I'm mad, son. I'm gonna tell him why I'm mad.
You push the money button.
Before you make this point, the new name of the podcast is "Tell him why you mad, money."
And I'm gonna tell him why I'm mad, and I'm gonna keep telling it, like Petey Green. I'm gonna tell it till I can't tell it no more. But no, just like that's where the uptick came from because people didn't care about going to no club and no casino. They was trying to go to the hot spots, and it was already hot standalones around in the city. But it was so much going on that people was like, "Yo, I can't keep rocking with these spots. Why I'm gonna go there when it's such and such spot in the casino, and they got mad security, and cats ain't finna trip in the casino because there's cameras everywhere, and people just knew you didn't mess around in the casino like that.
As we found out, current date, that is no longer true. But
I mean,
true.
Well,
I mean, you may think twice, but
yeah,
Yeah,
I still wouldn't. I still wouldn't if I was you. I wouldn't do anything in the casino
because I'm broke. I can't afford.
You bad crazy.
I can't afford to do stupid stuff.
You're right. I can't afford none of that.
At least not where I know where there's cameras at.
And it all just hit at the right time. Like I said, the casinos, they was seeing how much, because the casinos used to, like the restaurant space that they lease out, they used to lease out the spaces to the clubs, but they just seen like how much these cats was getting, and it was just like I said, when them leases was up, they was like, thank you, but we'll take it from here.
Now we know why D Money mad. We got to get about
Tune in next week while I'm at her.
We went way over.
Extremely
but this
over.
was very entertaining. So, you know.
Hey, right.
Extremely over. Yeah.
Hey, shout out to y'all for tuning in.
Last week, appreciate y'all.
Yes. Last week was our first episode. Obviously, this week is our second episode. We're gonna continue to do these every week. Check us out on iTunes. Subscribe if you listen to podcasts on iTunes, on YouTube.
Hey, YouTube.
You can watch it directly from our website,
RockStarDJs.com.
Quick note: if you do watch it on
2
YouTube,
R's.
Yes, 2 R's.
ROCKSTARR.
DJ Z.
Holla.
Hey.
.com.
That was dope.
Yeah. Right. If you do happen to watch on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and turn your notifications on. So every week when we update these joints, you could tune in and make sure you leave your comments, man, so we can read them and we can respond. If y'all want us to talk about something, let us know. You know, we're gonna be doing partly current events and partly our experience as DJs, and we give our unique perspectives.
Tell them why you mad, D Money.
Right,
and
right.
I'm definitely gonna tell them why I'm mad, son.
And that's what it's gonna be, man. It is for the record.
What what y'all got going on this week before we get out of here though?
Not a damn thing.
Easy.
I'm going to see Black Panther.
Yes, definitely that.
Make sure y'all do.
I'm going to see Black Panther. Oh yeah, I'll be on your radio. I'm back on your radio. I took a week off. Like I said, I was recovering. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm still a little fucked up, but I'll be on your radio Monday through Friday, midnight to 5 a.m.
Definitely gonna be on there. Check out the Ride at 5 every Monday.
Okay, wait. Y'all gotta say the radio station for people who don't
Hot
know.
97.5 is on his fucking jacket.
Yeah, like learn, son. Do some research.
First of all, we not all on the same station, so we need to all say.
Actually, we all are except for you.
Yeah.
So we ain't all on the same station. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Nobody told you to. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
we ain't gonna address that. Money.
975 Monday through Friday. Check out the Ride at 5. Also Saturday afternoons, 4 to 7 this weekend. Moving heavy in the city again. Ladies Night Classic Jewel, the hottest ladies night in the city. Also after that, Vegas' official after party at the Library, Famous Fridays, and new Nostalgia Saturdays over there at the Thunderbird, reggae, hip hop, R&B, all that good stuff.
That boy working over
there.
That
boy working, man.
Yo, hey, I love it. Thank you.
You catch me also. I'm on Hot 97.5 during the afternoons, on the weekends, Saturdays, Sundays. You catch me Saturday from noon to 1.
Yes, sir.
Also Sundays from 2 to 4. You know, I'm out there rocking, doing my thing. Shout out to my man Spin Dizzy, always holding me down.
Spin Dizzy, what up, though?
And catch me also, like I said, Sunday 2 to 4. You know, we do that every week also. So, yeah, catch me there.
Me, I am on Saturday nights, 9 to 10 p.m. Standard Pacific Time. If you in Vegas, 104.3. If you in Palm Springs, 97.7. If you are in San Francisco, 92.7. It's a Saturday.
3 cities, huh?
I mean, you know, I'm just trying to keep up with you. It's one of me and 3 of y'all, so it's only right I'll be in 3 cities.
Okay, I see.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, 9 to 10 every Saturday night spin cycle with my dude Eric Sean. So make sure y'all tune in to that.
Hey, let me go back. I'm on Hot 975. You know what I'm saying? Midnight to 5 a.m.
There you
if
go.
you in Mawapa Valley, you know what I'm saying? It's 97.5. If you're in Mesquite, you know what I'm saying? 97.5. If you, some parts of Utah, 97.5.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to St. George, Utah, because they can hear us real good
That's
up
what I'm
there.
saying. You know what I'm saying? Let me sound big time like K Player one time. You know what I mean? Also, make sure you follow me at Mizzy the RS DJ. That's at MIZZYTHERS DJ.
And follow us at RSDJZ.
Oh yeah,
everything. Yeah.
For the record.
For the record.